Hello, welcome back. I'm Kashi. As you may have seen the title of this video, Genshin Impact is overpriced. This is of course an opinion, but I'm going to explain it with maths and stuff. So what do I mean by Genshin Impact is overpriced? Obviously, the game itself is free. Calling that overpriced would be silly. I'm of course talking about the Genesis crystals. For anyone who doesn't know, Genesis crystals are the version of Primo Gems that you pay for. Each Genesis crystal can be traded 1-to-1 for Primo Gems, which means it's the same cost of Genesis crystals as Primo Gems to make wishes. That is 160 per wish. I have a calculator here to help with calculating number of wishes per dollar and whatnot. I wanted to record the calculator too, but despite what the internet says, running a second instance of Bandicam only helped to cause everything to crash. Now I won't just be using math and science, there'll also be presumptions and opinions. So the first thing to determine is what I think a character should be worth. The game most compared to Genshin Impact, and my favorite game before Genshin came around, was The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now the games aren't exactly the same, but they have a fair bit of similarities, and I think it's a decent reference. It is a large game itself. Breath of the Wild cost me $70, a pretty standard price for a large console game that it is. But we have to be fair about this. And I think the biggest thing that differentiates Breath of the Wild from Genshin Impact in this regard is that Genshin Impact features a whole bunch of different characters. After all, that's what we're talking about today. That's what we're rolling for. Breath of the Wild has one character. Now, it's a complex character with a lot of abilities, but it's not the same as having a large cast of unique characters. And so I'm going to use that $70 as a reference point. So for prices I think would be good, I'm going to say 50% of that, $35 for 4-star. 150% of that, $105 for 5-star. Keep in mind, this is what I think it would be worth paying if you got to choose the character to directly buy with all constellations included. Or maybe half that price and then a sixth of that price per constellation. You get the idea. So why don't we take a look at how much it actually costs. As you can see here, in front of me, we have the price per amount of Genesis crystals. It's a good thing I brought this up to check, because I was actually under the impression that there was not any increase by the amount that you're actually paying. But there is. Between $5 and $15, there's an extra 80. From that to the next price, there's an extra 20. And from that to the next, there's probably some extra too. Though interestingly, the $50 is actually a better deal than the $100, where the $100 is 64.8 Genesis crystals per buck. The $50 one is 65.6 Genesis crystals per dollar. Now, I did recently see notification about the double crystals on first purchase resetting. So it's actually usable multiple times, and so it's not entirely discountable. So somewhere in here, I will make a bit of a not quite mathematical allowance to account for that. But for the most part, we're going to go based off of what you get without that bonus. But we're going to go with the best deal, which is the $50, under which each wish costs about $2.44. Now, each individual wish is mostly going to get you 3-star weapons, which are basically nothing. They're junk. They're some XP. They're not worth whatever you spent on them. Now, for a 10 pull, which will get you a 4-star item, it would be about $24.50. Now you might ask, Well, didn't you say a 4-star worth $35 seems like you're getting a better deal? No. I said a 4-star of choice with all constellations included. With each 10 pull, you get a random 4-star, which could be a weapon instead of a character, which could or could not be good. But even with banners, you're not guaranteed to get the one you want. And in order to get them their max power, you have to roll them 7 times. And if it's one you don't want, and you roll them 7 times, that still will not remove them from the pool of possibility. On top of that, we haven't looked at the 5 stars yet. Now, this is how I'm going to be somewhat fair to the fact that there is a double crystal on first purchase bonus. Instead of going 90, I'll go 80. That's what you get. So how much does 80 wishes cost you? 80 wishes will cost you about $195. Now, here's the thing. Even rolling on the banner for the character, presuming that the right banner is present at the time, which if you're paying, then you can make sure more or less it happens in a way you can't with Primo Gems, of course. But even then, rolling the banner, you could lose 50-50. That means it could end up costing you double. Now, to be fair, let's go between 50-50, the two options. Let's go 1.5 times that as an average, and say $292 about or so dollars. Compare that to 105, and you've got almost 3 times what I said it should be worth. Now keep in mind, you will be getting random 4 stars along the way, and there's a slight chance you could get a 5 star sooner than that, and slight chances of even getting multiple 4 stars, or 4 star with your roll of 5 star even. But once again, keep in mind, this is all random, and you have to roll them 7 times to reach their maximum potential. And there's no way of removing items you just don't want from the pool. Often people will compare these gacha games to trading card games, which isn't apt comparison because trading card games are basically a gacha. But to be fair, with the wish being, as said before, $2.44, about twice that, and you can get a booster pack in a trading card game, which will have a whole set of 10. Or perhaps anywhere from 9 to 15, and sometimes it might be a fair bit cheaper. In which set, you get a variety of rarities, likely guaranteed multiple rares, with one of those having a chance to be more rare. And all of the lesser cards still having a chance to be useful within a deck. So while trading card games are a bit of a scam too, I say this as someone with quite the collection, this is worse. And going back to my $35 for a 4 star and $105 for a 5 star, which was based kind of on the $70 for Breath of the Wild, kind of assumed character as the only thing being made, and I think honestly was being a little generous. So yes, I absolutely think Genshin Impact is extremely overpriced. And I've given you the math to show it, more or less. But they hold sort of a monopoly on being themselves. They need competitors. We need an alternative to Genshin Impact, a cheaper one, which will either A, be better, or B, force Genshin to not be so stingy. I'm not even here to say we should get more Primo Gems. Based on what they seem to think wishes are worth, they're pretty generous. Now, with people often asking to just get more Primo Gems, one thing that could help with, I suppose, with both sides, would actually be lowering the cost of fates. They both cost 160. I think it's not too much of a reasonable ask if Intertwined Fate were reduced to 120. And why would we ever turn gems into Aquaint Fate? Maybe that should be even cheaper. Maybe 100. 100 for Aquaint Fate, 120 for Intertwined Fate. Maybe they could announce this ahead of time over the course of 4 different updates, decrease one by 10, the other by 15, until they get down that low. You get the idea. And you know what else I want? I want all these upgrade materials to cost less star glitter and stardust, because gosh dang it, this sadistic collection system needs some more workarounds, and these aren't worth buying either. So yeah, if you're wailing on Genshin Impact, I'm sorry, but you're kind of a sucker. You're a fool. They've got you. You're spending way too much on this game. Think of all the other games you could buy with the same money. Now, let's take a look at something else though. Sure, $5 for 300 Genesis crystals is ridiculous. $5, it's not even getting you 2 wishes. But let's take a quick look at Blessing of the Welkin Moon. As you can see, I have in fact bought it multiple times. I mean, you can look at the Genesis crystals, I've bought it 5 times. So am I just a stupid sucker? Or, let's see how much of a deal it is in comparison. Now, you have to wait across 30 days of signing in to collect them. But in addition to the 300 Genesis crystals, it also gets 2,700 Primo Gems. Add those together, and you're getting 3,000 for the price of 300. It's 10 times as much. Instead of spending a couple dollars per wish, you get about 3.75 wishes per dollar, according to my math here. Assuming that's right. Which means, again, presuming I did the math right, instead of spending $2.50 per wish, spend about 27 cents per wish. So as you can see, with Welkin Moon, a 10 pull, which will get you a 4-star, is only $2.67. Or in other words, one purchase of Welkin Moon will get you almost 2 sets of 10 pulls. Or 2 4-stars. With Welkin Moon, a 5-star is about $24, which requires 5 purchases of Welkin Moon. These are much better deals. This makes Welkin Moon actually worth paying for. But it's still an issue because you can't get it all at once. It takes 30 days to get the full effect of one purchase of Welkin Moon. Compare that to a banner lasting 20 days, and you can't make sure you have what you need when you need it. And you can only count the Primo Gem rewards for upcoming days to the point that you will in fact be playing all of those days. If you buy 3 years of Welkin Moon, you're only going to get those rewards after playing for 3 years. In which time there'll be a lot more characters. But even so, this goes to show that Blessing of the Welkin Moon is actually a decent deal. So, if you must pay, get some bonus, support the company making this game, this is a good option. The only problem here really is that if you have a wish that's upcoming too soon and you need to stock up on these, it doesn't work that way. You have to wait. And so once again, if the banner comes around, you don't want to miss it, and you don't have the Primo Gems because they don't give very much, they're trying to get you to pay here for these Genesis crystals, which, as I've said, are overpriced. And if you buy them, you're a sucker. So hopefully I don't get desperate for ball. But anyway, that's the video. Be smart with your money. Don't waste it all. Don't let Mihoyo get away with it. And have a great day. I'm Kashi. You're awesome. I hope to see you again in the next one.